is trucking. Now let's get rolling.
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Edwards. This is episode number 953. And today's Lead Pedal Q&A question is, what protection are truckers allowed to carry? We answer that question for you right after this. Hey folks, are you an owner-operator looking for a place to call home? Well, Rims Transport is based out of Hamilton, Ontario, and that's right, they are a place, owner-operator fleet only. They run flatbed out of Hamilton, and they don't run much more than 500 to 700 mile radius. So if you're looking for a place that you can get back home on a regular basis, you can get good miles, they have a great culture for owner-operators, and they want you to succeed, then Rims Transport's the place to do that. Where can you learn more? Go to rimstransport.com. Make sure you tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you, and we want you to be successful. We know them personally over there, and we know they're going to take good care of you. You got open board, you've got tandem US, you got multi-axle US, you got city, you got all kinds of positions available there, all owner-operator free. So if you want to be successful for 2023 and beyond, then get on with Rims Transport and tell them we sent you. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Go to rimstransport.com. All right, our Lead Pedal... Hey, folks, are you an owner-operator looking for... Our Lead Pedal Q&A question comes across our social, and the question is, what protection are truck drivers allowed to carry? Now, of course, this is going to be different no matter where you are in the world, and most people, depending on, again, it will depend on which side of the border you're on as to how this question goes. Most people would say none. Most people would say everything from guns, knives to battering rams. So it really is going to depend on you. If you're a Canadian driver, you are not allowed to carry firearms, and most, I'm sure, would not be carrying knives because you're not allowed to carry switchblades or anything like that across the border. So for the most part, you don't have much protection other than your good common sense. However, and I think a lot of us used to use our tire beater as a possible, how do I say it? I want to say enhancement, as a possible deterrent. That's why we kept it right. We did use it to hit our tires with, but we also, if you ran New Jersey the way I did, you would keep it very close to you. Now, unfortunately, it's unfortunate that we have to have some protection. I think there's no better protection than trip planning, to be honest with you. Knowing where you're going, knowing where you're going to stop, knowing the truck stops. I know it's not always that easy, especially if it's a new route, but trying to stay to the main fare. Don't get too far off the road. Don't get too far into areas you don't sure where you're going. And try to stay safe that way. Now, if you're I do know a lot of drivers on the U.S. side of the border that do carry guns. They carry guns, they carry knives. They're allowed to carry guns down there. Those drivers don't usually, if you're crossing the border, then you cannot carry those. So I think a lot of them nowadays really staying safe is all about having a really good quick mind. There's no real protection other than doing things like locking your truck, knowing your surroundings, be careful where you stop, watching who's following you. Some of those common sense things that we all have are what's going to protect you, to be honest with you. Getting in a gunfight, I'm not sure that's going to protect you. Some drivers in the States would say that, yes, we carry guns and that's for our protection. And I don't know. To me, if you carry a gun, you better be ready to use it. I'm going to leave the gun. I'm not going to get into the gun law situation right now. But there's a lot in the States that do carry guns, so be very careful of that. And just don't tell people where you're going. Don't tell people what you're doing. Watch if people are following you. I've never had to, in all of my years of driving 25 years, I've never had to. I've been taken once. Through one of those shell games. I walked in between two trailers, and there was this kind of gang of guys doing a shell game, and it's like, hey, you're gonna guess which ones. No, I don't play. Yes, you are. And okay, give us what's in your wallet. But I did that. I never got hurt, and I've learned now not to walk between trailers when I go to a truck stop. But you do have to watch what you're doing. But other than that, I've never been robbed. I've never been, threatened with a knife or anything like that. And I've run New York and New Jersey and Chicago pretty regularly throughout my career, Miami as well. But you stay to yourself. You stay where you're. You don't start going drinking downtown and all that. You just stay to yourself. You do your job. Get out of there as fast as you can, and stop where you're comfortable and stop where you're safe. And that's, I think, probably the best advice that I can give you as far as keeping safe. If someone's going to attack you, you can hit them off with your tire beater if you want, if you have one. If you're one of those people that have been kicking your tires with flip-flops, flip-flops not going to do much. But if you're in trouble that way, I'm not sure you having a weapon is going to be any better. Keep your cell phone charged up, keep your doors locked. I know even running through a lot of cities like New York and New Jersey, even if I'm driving, I keep my doors locked. A lot of guys, especially in New Jersey, like to hang off of your mirrors. They're trying to show you a new route. And one of the ways to do that is jump up on the truck and you just keep going. You don't engage, and you know where you're going. Do not go where they're going, because where they're taking you is where their friends are going to be, and then you're going to get robbed. So I think just being street smart is probably the best thing you can do for yourself. If you're crossing the border, you can't carry weapons anyway. If you're running strictly down south in the U.S., then I'll leave that to your choice. Again, I'm sure there's state laws about that. I don't know much about gun laws in the States at all. But I know there are a lot of Canadian drivers, and for most of us, we've never had to carry any kind of weapons or anything like that. You may pretend you have one if you think you're being threatened. That whole hand in the pocket thing could work for a while. But I think if you've got a gun, you better be ready to use it. And if you're someone who crosses the border, hopefully your company has vetted some of the places that you go, and hopefully you're not going to places that are dangerous to you, because we certainly don't want you to do that. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps you make a decision about being safe on the road. Hey everybody, you've heard of Rosedale Transport. Well, they've got tons of opportunities for you no matter what you want to do. You know what? It doesn't matter what terminal, because they have terminals all across North America, and they are looking for owner-operators, truck drivers, and other team members that might be of interest. The best way to find out all the information about Rosedale, the history of a 50-year company that's stable and rock solid in the industry, is to go to rosedalegroup.com. That's right, just go to rosedalegroup.com, and you can see all the opportunities. Look under the careers tab. You'll see what's available. You'll see they've got 800 employees, 2,500 happy clients, 15 offices, and 50 years of trust. And when you get there and you talk to them and you say, hey, you know what, I want to be part of your team, make sure you tell them that you heard about it from the Lead Pedal Podcast. All right, rosedalegroup.com. Tell them we sent you. Bye. All right, so there you go. So Rosedale is a good place to go. All right, so hopefully that answered your question of protection on the road. Again, all of these questions, Lead Pedal Q&A that we have every Thursday, answers your questions from drivers, from our social, but please get some expert opinions. Seek lawyers, seek accountants if it's something serious. This is all just general information, and that's our disclaimer for this episode always. So please make sure that you have that, that you understand that this is just general information and certain issues may apply to you. All right, hey, thanks for following us. You can follow us on social. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can also find us on TikTok. Get our Lead Pedal Media app. Best way to download and keep up to date is through the app, because we have our radio station, our podcast, our video channel, all of that right there for you. All right, my friends, talk to you later. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com, and be sure to follow the